training.
Hi everyone, I'm Sian Rowsell from Sian Rowsell Coaching and Training. We're going to talk today about best you, and rather than talk to you for 20 minutes, you guys are going to be involved, so there's going to be quite a lot of you getting involved. The more you get into it, the more you'll get out of it. So we're going to talk about best you, and I want you to think about, when are you at your best? So when you are the very best you, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Where are you? What are you doing when the time just flies? What are you doing where you could get up in the morning and go, woohoo, that's what I'm going to do today? What are you doing that you would do for free? Okay? And I'm going to ask you in a minute to capture that. You're going to draw best you at your best. So don't tell me you can't draw, because this is me. This is my best me. I'm not asking for a work of art. Okay? So this is me. I did best me about 5 years ago. I was just about to change job. I was going from a job where I was spending too much time sat working on spreadsheets, and I was going to do more of what I love when I'm at my best, when I'm up on my feet, running a workshop. These are post-its, and I'm stood in front of an audience. I've also captured on my picture my dance shoes, or people dancing, because I'm a dance teacher, and I also think I'm at my best when I'm teaching dancing, and I'm on my feet, and I'm teaching a dance class. Doesn't make sense to have them in the same picture, but that's what I captured. So that's what I'm going to ask you to do. So on your picture, don't censor yourself, don't be your inner critic, be bold, show you at your very, very best. What are you doing when you're the best you? What are you doing when the time is flying? Okay, just give you a couple of minutes to capture that on your paper. So get creative, enjoy the coloured pens. Everybody okay? Yeah. So just to think back to the picture that I showed you, so it was me, and there were elements in the picture that didn't quite fit, and maybe you've got that in your picture. Don't worry about that, because what I found was I captured that 5 years ago. I didn't know how I could kind of bring the dancing into my day job and so on. But what happened recently was somebody called me up and say, oh, we'd like to do a team building event. And would you be able to do kind of a fun sort of icebreaker team building event with, do some fun dancing? So I thought, brilliant, that's my best me picture. Now I can see how it all fits together. Doing a bit of a workshop, teaching a bit of dancing at the same time. So even if you've got elements that you can't make sense of right now, these are all elements of the best you, so they will fit at some point. What I want you to do now is just share with your neighbour best you. So talk about yourself, what you've captured, what's in there, why you've captured it, and what that means for you. And what I want the other person to do is listen as if it's your best friend. So listen as if you were going to then introduce that person to the rest of the room, that you'd know enough about that person and that picture that you could, I'm not going to ask you to, but you could introduce that person to the rest of the room. And then we're going to swap over. Okay? So just a couple of minutes.
Okay. So for me, I invest with people, especially at work. So with other people, either motivating, training, or inspiring. On the flip side of it, I want it to be something like this, where other people are motivating, training, and inspiring me. I just love that interaction.
Yeah. All right. Great. So would anybody like to share their best you portrait?
Me?
Brad, brilliant, please. Please, come and share it.
So,
what have you got?
this here, speaking, I just enjoy speaking, but also it's not only just about the ego has landed and enjoy speaking for me, but also making a difference, which is what I've highlighted there. And this bit here is interesting about flowing. The fact that I wrote that down, that it means nothing, right? But it means everything, because sometimes you get snarled up in your thinking where you can't really, and then when you're flowing, everything's just easy and relaxed. Computer games, that's the worst picture ever, but I play computer games and it's my happy place, where I can just go and be a pirate, or I can be a warrior, whatever. Computer games is a big thing of mine. And this is the family. And it's funny because with the yellow pen, I actually drawn the sun, right? So the family going on a road trip with the kids and stuff, because what happens, and this is, I suppose, modern life, where you don't really go out because you get back from school, everyone's tired and the babies. And actually, I like it when we go, you know what, sod it, let's go to the theme park, let's go on the road, let's go and get a hotel for the evening. And also Disney. Disney is my big goal. That keeps me honest and keeps me focused in that you know, when it does get stressful, that's the reason that I do it. You know, I go to Disney. So that's mine.
Brilliant. And so how will you use that?
Well, listen, I think it's for the first time ever, I've actually managed to wonderfully creatively capture where I'm best and where I'm best placed. So prior to this point, I probably didn't know, or I did, but it certainly wasn't in a succinct way.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Brilliant. What are you going to do with that picture?
Oh, yeah, I think the leading question is frame it and give it to my wife today so she can have a look. In fact, it's a great exercise. I daren't ask my wife to do the same exercise. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you for sharing. Would anybody else like to share?
Yeah?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so we've all proved that I can't draw, but the thing that I've learned from this exercise is, so I've just put me here. Yeah, I've put here that I'm confident, generally confident in most things that I do. Here I've just drawn a load of people. That's two kind of sets of people in my life. One is the people in my work life. I love the interaction with other people, just being here today and hearing stories and talking to people. That's a great thing. And I put here motivation, training and inspiring. That's a two-way thing. It could be I'm motivating and training them, or it could be they're actually motivating and training me, because I find in most instances it's a two-way thing. With the family, yeah, love parties, barbecues, get-togethers, even just being out and about with the grandchildren. And again, with the grandkids, that can be motivational, training and inspiring, because it's amazing what comes from kids that age, how to shoot at football and how to, yeah, all sorts of things. And then here, this is just another aspect of my life, which is the outdoors. I just love being out on the outdoors, walking, cycling, relaxing, that sort of thing. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks. And if I can share, when you were discussing with your neighbour, you talked about maybe trying to bring some of these elements together.
Yeah. So what I've thought is working with the people at work. It's normally in an office environment or a training room. But if I'm at my best there, and I'm also at my best there, maybe the next sales meeting will be out on the top of the Mendips with a picnic, and you know, it'll be a totally different sort of thing. So yeah, we'll look at that.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. Okay, brilliant. Does anybody else want to share? Yeah? Lovely, thank you.
Hi, yeah, really enjoyed this. I've got here hill walking and enjoying the beautiful sunshine, and that is, believe it or not, my wife. Right there with me. Also writing music and going to the studio and singing. Really enjoy that. Time just flies. Definitely feel best me there. And speaking as well. Impacting people through, speaking. So these three are really where I feel I'm at my best. Time flies, and definitely need to do more of them.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Thanks. All right, great. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for taking part and stuff. And it's always nice to kind of hear the energy when people start to do that. I don't know what you noticed, but I really noticed the energy and the kind of the positivity that were coming out of people. That energy is infectious. So it's really, it's an interesting exercise, very simple but very interesting. And I've done this exercise with people who are facing redundancy. So people who've worked in an organisation for 10, 20, 30 years, and perhaps not through choice, they're now having to do something different. What on earth am I going to do next? And they're obviously preparing for interview. And one of the most commonly asked questions at interview that candidates prepare for the least is, tell me a bit about yourself. So this is a tool for people to then have something ready that they can talk about themselves, and exactly like happened with you just then, their energy comes out of them, their passion shows, and it's a really engaging way to start your interview. You might not be doing a lot of interviews, but you are doing a lot of networking. And one of the things we do when we go networking is we prepare our 40 seconds pitch. I prepare it in the car on the way there, I say it out loud. You might record it on your phone, play it back, cringe a little, try it again. But the thing we don't prepare for, perhaps as well, is the 10-minute one-to-ones. And what a great way to do your 10-minute one-to-one, talk about yourself at your best. The other person can't help to feel your positive energy. Or if you're with somebody who's perhaps a bit nervous, it's their first networking meeting, they're a new business, they're way out of their comfort zone, ask them to tell you about them at their best, and you will help them have a great 10-minute one-to-one. The other thing to take from it is if you have to go to a stressful situation or a very important situation, how can you channel best you? So what are the elements of best you that you can bring to that situation? So for me, my best me is stood up, whether it was teaching dancing or running a workshop, I'm up on my feet. I know that that helps me to be more confident and to enjoy the situation more. So if I have to do an assessment, a coaching assessment, or something that's over the telephone, I do that standing up because I know that's going to be better for me. If I'm going to walk into a difficult situation or a challenging or important situation, I try and engineer it that I'm going to be standing up. So what can you take from your best you picture that's going to help you in your business, in those situations that are important for you? So take it to your networking, take best you to your important situations, and I hope that you're taking something away from this foresight. Thank you very much.
Smile, be chat, join for networking.